you grew up in a very rock and roll family. Your dad as a member of the 60s band, the Tremolos. When did you realize that your dad didn't have the regular job or lifestyle like your mates' dads did?
Yeah, well, you know, my house, as you said, very rock and roll upbringing. It was so kind of normal for me that, you know, my dad's mates were all 60s superstars like Jerry Marsden and the Searchers and the Marmalade. And so, you know, he used to throw parties where they'd all come and jam in the living room. And, you know, my brother and sister and I would sometimes, you know, have to kind of step over sleeping, in inverted commas, musicians in the morning to get to our cornflakes.
Stench of alcohol in the air.
Oh God, yeah, not just alcohol either, you know. But so yeah, it was definitely you know, my household was the place to be for all my friends, because my mum was rock and roll as well. She was a game show hostess and very kind of, you know, what we would call fabulous, you know, short skirt, big blonde hair, and like, you know, she was just wonderful. And you know, through that time as a teenage boy, you know, they always used to come to our house.
Yeah. What's going off at the Hawkes' house?
Yeah, it was always some craziness going on.
Do you remember the first time you saw your dad's band play live, or your dad play live?
I mean, I can't say I remember the exact time, but I have great memories of very young. You know, he used to take us sometimes as young as, like, you know, 8, 9 years old. And I have memories of like peeping through the, you know, the side of the stage at Dad, and there'd be girls throwing knickers at him and stuff, you know, and his kind of long dark hair flowing in the wind, and leather trousers and shirt undone to the navel. You know, that's when I knew that's what I want to do. It was the knickers that did it, I think.
was you? It might, I don't know if it's a question, but was your dad cool to you as a young boy? Because a lot of like kids don't see their parents as being cool, but was your dad cool to you?
Yeah. What he did was cool for me. Yeah. I mean, listen, my dad is a hero of mine because he's, you know, he's such a rock star. He really is. He's a rock star in every aspect. You know, he's not just, he's a great singer and performer and musician and everything else, but he's lived it. You know what I mean? Yeah. He's like, he used to just come in and throw presents at us when he'd come off a tour, you know, and the rock and roll stories of the 60s. I couldn't even tell you, you know, I hope that I can get them to write them down, you know, at some point, because they're outrageous. They really are. So, yeah, I always knew that Dad was not the average dad.